Okay, good night.
Good night.
Can you please tell me your full name?
Yes, my name is Susila Hadi. You can call me Susila.
Okay, thank you. We will do something speaking test. This test divided by 2 parts.
Yeah.
Part 1, part 2, and part 3. Should we start?
Yes, it's
For the part 1, we talk about school days. Tell me something about your secondary school.
my secondary school has a name Sunya Secondary School, which is the Muslim school
Wow.
in my hometown. In my secondary school, there was a system that just male students there, so we cannot find another woman student.
Oh.
And we studied a lot about like other secondary school, like science, geography, economics, and we also studied about Islamic lessons like Quran, Hadith, etc.
And let's go on to the next subject. Which subject did you find most difficult at school?
I think all of the lesson is easy for me, but I had a little bit about English because it's hard for me to change my language from Indonesian to English, and I have different experience since I in primary school, because the different system make me feel, I don't understand with the lesson, because so much theory we must to understand.
Okay. Do you ever need that subject now?
Actually, yes, because now I must study a lot English, because I prepare my IELTS test and I have to take, and for the next study I must take in English also. So I think that English is the subject that I need now.
What did you enjoy about being a school student?
I enjoy in high school, secondary school, because there were a lot of experience and memories with my friends and teachers, and I also got some achievements. Yeah, that's all memorable for me.
Okay. Let's move to the another topics. It's building now. Are there any famous buildings in your hometown?
In my hometown, there are several buildings, historical. There are funerals and historical creatures. The name is I don't remember the name, but it's historical about Majapahit kingdom, and a lot of people knows in my hometown, and a lot of tourism come to my hometown for visiting them.
Oh, cool. Okay. In what type of building do most people in your hometown live?
Most of building in my hometown is like common building that is from wood, and some of my hometown built with like a wall, something like that.
Okay. Should buildings be attractive to look at?
I think I don't need to build like more attractive, because I think that the building which we live in there must be comfortable, and we can enjoy and stay, live and safe in the building.
Good. And what is the most unusual building you ever seen?
I was in Thailand. I found unusual building like temple, and the temple is unique because there are big like small mountain, and behind the mountain is like tower. The tower has specific shape, and I think that the temple is beautiful, and I can find in Indonesia.
Oh, it's cool. Okay, now let's move on to the part 2. In the part 2 of the test, I will give you some topic, and I will give you some moment to write down your answer. I will give you 1 minute. Okay, now you can tell me about your story, please.
About 3 years ago, I had a holiday in my university, and so I come back to my home, and I saw news in the television about story that I'm interested in. The story is about a child. He is a boy about 10 years old or 12. Then he must work hard to earn some money for his family, because his parents passed away. So he have to study, and he has to work for their family. I think the government must pay attention for this news, because sometimes there are no child like this news, so the citizens can get education easily and don't have to work and something like that. So I think that this story is interesting, because we can take a spirit to stay, live, and have big motivation to study.
Okay, that's all. Okay. Can I get the paperback? Okay, thank you. And we will move to the part 3 of the test. When do people like to read the newspaper?
I think, as far as I know, reading newspaper can be done in the morning before we do activities, because we must know news or activities around us, or in our countries, our town. So we can know about the sport or politics, that we can up to date, so we can know something about something around us.
Oh. And how important is it for people to have a choice of newspaper?
Can you say it?
How important is it for people to have a choice of newspaper?
Okay. Reading newspaper is important for all people because we have to know around us, such as criminalism or news about holidays, if we have a work or something like something like that. So we must read newspaper and before we do activities.
Okay. What does a good newspaper contain?
The good newspaper must contain valid data, true data, so the people can trust the information in the newspaper.
That's good. Okay. Why do some people choose to read the newspaper on the internet rather than in a newspaper?
Nowadays, I think a lot of people is modern generation, so the internet news from internet is rather to read than from newspaper because it is easy to do. We can just open our kitchen and scrolling down, and we can find what we want to looking for.
Okay. And how is internet news different from the news you read in the newspaper?
Yes, I think there are some aspects. Internet can give our information fastly, but we must to filter it because there are a lot of people is responsible for the news, and the newspaper I think more valid than internet, but it must be have a lot of time to make it.
Okay. And the last question.
Okay.
Will internet news ever replace newspaper?
What?
Will internet news ever replace newspaper?
I don't think so because something there are a little bit of people have must be read with paper, not on the gadget, because the gadget has a lot of something like radiation can make our eyes sick. So I think it's balanced, and not all of the internet can replace it.
Okay. That's all. Thanks for your time and good night.
Thank you.